You join us down on the show floor at Huawei's MBBF17, and I'm delighted to be joined by Guillaume Touchard from the GSMA. Guillaume, welcome.
Hi Justin, nice to meet you.
Tell us, if you can, let's start off by looking at some of the challenges that mobile operators are facing, particularly in emerging markets. What are those challenges?
Yeah, sure. I mean, operators in emerging markets are essentially having difficulties sometimes at deploying coverage in rural areas, especially when it comes to 3G and even 4G. So at the GSMA, we work with them in helping them to expand mobile broadband. That means understanding how we can optimize the cost of infrastructure. That means how we can optimize also usage and revenues at ground level. So we work on both supply and demand side to accelerate deployment.
Do you think it's harder for operators in emerging markets to earn a return on investment compared to operators, say, in more developed markets?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you're talking about ARPU levels, below sometimes $1, especially in rural areas. So clearly, if you're going with the same infrastructure to address people with lower revenues, then your ROI will be down the gutter. So essentially, what we're trying to do is to ensure that both costs and revenues are aligned, so that operators can go and deploy and make a positive NPV over 5 years.
So there's some of the challenges you mentioned, and you said it can be harder, but what are the opportunities then for some of the unique opportunities in emerging markets for operators?
Yeah, I think one of the assumptions is that no money can be made out of rural areas. And actually, when we look at it, we've done different projects in Tanzania and DRC. Actually, people are really looking forward to have access to mobile broadband, access to voice, access to SMS. And they're willing to put money into to buy these services. So we see, for instance, in Africa that people are ready to put 8%, sometimes 10% of their monthly income to get access. So the opportunity is there. It's just a matter of aligning the opportunity and the cost side, and so making sure that operators get a positive ROI on this.
You hinted at some successful case studies there. Can you give us any actual specifics though? Some real life case studies you've worked on?
Sure. So I mean, on the supply side, what we try to do is actually to lower costs. So that means helping operators to share the network so that they can share between 2 or even 3 operators. That's what we've done in Tanzania. In Tanzania, we helped operators negotiate a unique 3-way roaming deal, which is currently being implemented. And we also work with innovation, with innovators to roll out new base stations that are sometimes 5 times less expensive than a normal base station. So that's what we're doing in Tanzania, in DRC today, and in other markets across the world.
Yeah, and we're also hearing a lot of talk around the concept of internet for all, Guillaume. I mean, how, in reality, is that something that can be conceived in the real world, do you think?
Well, at GSMA, we're ambitious, and we want to connect 2 billion people to the internet, and clearly it's something that is feasible. Clearly the technology is available. Now it's just a matter of finding the right business models in order to connect these people. And it's also about bringing people together, bringing the ecosystem together, not only operators, but also bringing together the innovators, bringing together the internet players who all have a stake in actually getting the pie bigger.
Guillaume, great insight. Thanks very much for your time today.